Alright, back here on the 1978 Toyota pickup. So, did get the other rocker panel bit put in, and since this stuff's easy to grind and follow the contours and stuff, just did some finish grinding around there. These little bits here, when we fill in with a tiny bit of body filler, that should go away just fine. There's a little bit of a low spot right here and right here, but again, once that's all covered up, that should be fine. So this patch went in pretty good. It's super fiddly to cut the edges and the top and everything to match up well, so that takes a long time, but it's really not that bad. And then the finish grinding is annoying, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. So that one's in. So then started on this corner on this side, and what I was able to see is that this outside edge here was okay. I opened it up and wire wheeled the inside, and this outside edge was fine. And then the weld that's on there, I didn't blow through on any of them, which is surprising. So the weld came through just fine, and I didn't blow through or anything, so that's all good. This backside piece here obviously is going to have to get cut out, and so I'll probably end up cutting it, above where this weld is at, and just cutting a rectangle out and then folding it, just like you saw me on the front. Like when I get to here, I'll just slowly tack on both sides and bend and tack and bend and tack, and then meet it up with the new piece. And so now I'm putting in this one here, and so you saw all the work that I did on the previous one to cut and cut and cut and sand and cut and sand in order to get it lined up pretty well. There must be some sort of like body lean here, because the bottom edge of it is lining up perfect. This side's fine, the dimensions are all fine, but you see I got quite a gap on this back edge, but everything's lined up everywhere else. So what I'm hoping I can do is get some tacks all along here, get this in place, get this side all looking good, and then on this back side, if I can just hammer that flush on the bottom and get that as close as I can, knowing that I'm going to end up cutting this back side out anyway, and so I'm going to end up having a little bit of a new looking curve on this side. So I really want this rocker line to be matching up, so when it comes to getting in here, I'll be pushing and getting this to try to line up with this cab line as much as possible. So again, it's not going to be perfect, but I can't buy cab corners for it, so we'll get it as close as we can in metal. And once I get this all done, some sort of filler, either lead or synthetic filler, we'll have to cover up and fill in whatever pieces I can't get perfect, but we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to try to get this tacked in place and as flush as possible, and then start figuring out what I'm going to do on this side. Alright, so yeah, I mean, getting up underneath here and welding upside down always sucks because the weld wants to fall down and it doesn't get in real good. But and I had to use a little bit of filler wire to get a bit of a gap there, but penetration looks good. Should be able to grind that and everything. The bottom edge here is real good. A couple of these little gaps are not bad. They look bad, but honestly, filling that in, I don't even need wire. Those will come in good. Rest of it's super flush. This will be easy to finish weld all up under here. On this side, you know, I did get that piece, this corner piece, welded to the new panel that I just made. And then I'm not going to weld right here because I'm going to cut this out. And so this little bit of gap that I have right here should be no problem that I put in this new piece. And when I cut that new piece in, I'll be able to butt it up against the new one. And that should be good. I'll be able to get weld all on the outside, the inside here, and then along that edge. So it should be pretty good. All this underneath here is a super annoying to weld. You can't hardly see anything, and getting up in that corner is hard. And then this piece, I did have one little spot here that I blew through, so this piece here is kind of thin. So this part sucks to weld, but it's also way up underneath the car, and I'll be able to grind it. So this won't be as pretty as the top piece. All this will be super easy to grind and get looking good. But yeah, I mean, real flush on all the corners. All this top piece is flush with this new corner piece that I got. So all the part that you're going to be able to see looks like that's coming together pretty good. So I'll finish all that, grind it, and then the next piece will be to tackle that mess. So, cool, sounds good. I'll talk to you on the next one. Thanks.